Bill Ackman last night, I believe it was him on an X Live with you, said that Democrats essentially supporting President Biden is like supporting the emperor with no clothes. He doesn't have a high approval rating. Most Americans don't want to see a 2020 rematch. So are any Democratic colleagues in the House supporting you, either privately or publicly?
Oh, privately, a number. In fact, I do believe that there's a growing sense amongst my colleagues in Congress that it is time for change, that we are much more likely not just to win the White House if I was at the top of the ticket, but also keep the Senate and the House, and perhaps equally importantly, generate enough excitement and energy to win down ballot races. If you were to ask, Brittany, all of the members of Congress in battleground districts, if you were to ask all the down ballot state house race Democrats around the country what they're thinking right now, they are quietly desperate for a change at the top of the ticket because they know they're not going to win. And I'm hearing that from state reps all around the country right now. Thank goodness you're trying. We'd like you to win because we need energy at the top of the ticket. We need to energize young people. We need to young people right now, Brittany, in the last polls, are now favoring Donald Trump over Joe Biden. People under 35 are favoring Donald Trump. The Latino community favoring Donald Trump. Black men leaving the camp Biden in masses right now. We are in a disaster mode, not to mention the Muslim community around this country. Very disappointed in President Biden, despite what I believe Joe Biden's support for Israel is something I admire. But the way that this war has been prosecuted is heartbreaking. There's no question. So there is an erosion of support for him that is palpable. It's real. And like I said, it is a delusion that is being propagated by people publicly, even though privately they know the truth. And that is the disease of politics right now, the unwillingness to be courageous when the country demands it. And it's time for change. And believe me, I'm going to bring it.
Why is no one or not that many people who are in elected office coming forward and supporting you then publicly? Would you be comfortable naming those Congress members who are supporting privately?
I'm not going to out them. That would be shameful and inappropriate. But the truth is, there's no reward for being courageous in Congress. The only rewards are for being quiet and silent and following the orders and staying in line. And that's the problem, because the minute we perform well in New Hampshire or our campaign starts catching on, which it will, it's a matter of time, that will change. And it will take a courageous member of Congress to start that process, likely somebody who's not running for re-election, because those are the people that finally are liberated from this entire political industrial machine. And that time will come. But the truth is, I don't care about what people in Washington think. The joyful part about the United States still is that voters matter. And yes, I'm taking on a party mechanism that's awfully difficult to defeat, but we will. As long as voters can be introduced to me and have a chance to actually send their message by a vote, we're going to do great. But the Democratic Party has eliminated that possibility in Florida. They've eliminated that possibility in North Carolina. They're trying to do it in other states. And here in New Hampshire, the New Hampshire Secretary of State or Justice Department had to send a cease and desist letter to the Democratic National Committee just a few days ago for the unlawful suppression of voters. So there is something going on here that I really want people at least to be aware of. And that's the truth. And I intend to overcome it by shedding light on something that is really a tragic affront to democracy.